partners, but thank you guys for being here. I wanted to start off today talking about the real-time opportunity report. I thought that would make a good segue into hearing from our core partners. So in case you guys don't know, let me share my screen so that you know what I know, and we'll all be on the same page. So can everybody see this? Give me a thumbs up. Yes? Okay, cool. So this is a real-time opportunity report. This one happens to be from Kevin Hull, who is regional manager with Prosperity Home Mortgage. All of the core partners have something similar to this in that they track how many referrals they get from the agents affiliated with Long & Foster. And so I got this email from Kevin the other day. I just wanted to share a little bit of it. It says we've improved the real-time opportunity report, and below is the August report with agent level detail for 2 offices. Lots of agents with 100% and a couple at 0, but you are definitely above average. And so we should be thanking and recognizing those agents who are using core partners. And so I want to say thank you. I also want to let you guys know that it is important to all of us to support the core partners because they support us, and it is being tracked. And so whenever possible, we want to look for an opportunity to recommend or refer our core partner, or to encourage our client to get a second opinion, be it on insurance or mortgage products or otherwise. It is an important part of our business model, and it helps us all. So with that being said, we will defer to one of our favorite core partners, Dawn.
Yay, awesome. Thank you for that amazing introduction. Hey, everybody, it's good to see all the smiles and the pizza and the pizza will come.
And the pizza.
And the pizza. I just have one quick update. Anybody who's paying any attention to the weather, there's a hurricane rolling down around Florida. Whenever that happens, our insurance companies get super nervous because they don't want to issue policies in the middle of the storm because they don't want to pay claims. That's not why they're in business. So right now, there are no moratoriums for us in Virginia. We can still issue coverage, issue policies, but they're creeping up. They've made it to North Carolina where they're saying we're not issuing any business from North Carolina south down to Florida. So if you have any clients that are close to closing, they need insurance, you need to tell them to get that taken care of now. Because what happens is the insurance companies say we're not going to issue policy, and usually it can be a week or 2 after the storm goes through before they will issue a policy. So depending on the damage. So if you have somebody closing next week and this thing moves up here, it could be 2 weeks post-closing before you can get insurance. And most of the time you can't close if it's a loan and you need insurance. So just keep that in mind and let your clients know. I issued 3 policies this morning, bam, bam, bam. So I told the people, I said, look, we got to get this thing done. So just if you have clients with pending transactions, let them know they need to get their insurance in place if they don't already have it. So any questions?
There would be few things worse than having a closing delayed because of a storm somewhere else.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah, absolutely. Whenever something like this happens, I think it's great that you remind us to remind our clients. And what I just learned this morning is they can actually, what did you call it? Implement or apply the insurance prior to closing?
Yes, as long as we have a closing date, like the ones I issued this morning were for next week. As long as you have a closing date, I could issue the policy. It has that closing date on it, and obviously it won't go into effect until that date, but we've issued before the moratorium, so we're good to go.
Which is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to speed up closing necessarily to implement the policy.
Yes, and I actually issued one through the end of October, so I mean, it doesn't have to be, usually the quotes are good for 30 days out. So as long as it's within that window, we can get the policy in place, keep everybody happy.
Awesome.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you guys.
Cool. Any questions for Dawn? Good information. So good to know. And prayers to all of those in Florida right now.
Yes.
I mean, I was watching the weather last night. It looks like it's a big deal, a really big deal. So yeah, we'll have to pay attention to the news and hope that they come through it okay. And maybe it's not as bad as so. Cool. All right. That being said, Mr. McCarty, how are things at Sage Title, my friend?
Busy.
Busy.
I love seeing this crowd.
Yeah.
A lot of
They're all here for you, my friend.
this is awesome.
You know, I mean,
better come up front. Yeah, this is amazing. How did you do it?
Well, I told him you were bringing paydays
Okay,
and,
yeah, payday.
paydays and gift cards, you know?
Payday's in this unique card, right? It's,
There you go.
what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places in one? Did
That's-
y'all go there?
Mhm.
You did? It worked? Okay, good.
It worked.
You never know. I
It
keep
worked.
those little teeny receipts in case it doesn't,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But you have to be present to win,
that's right. That's right.
you know. So sorry.
So sorry, y'all.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. So we'll do that. I guess Stacia will do the
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
Paydays. Okay, good. Yes, thank you for that about core services. That is important. We're tracked on that, but thank you for their participation. Scott, is he here today? He had a closing.
Say she'll take it.
He's out taking a sale or listing going. Sharon, I know we did one up in Yorktown the other day. Thank you.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Jabbar, Mr. Jabbar, I believe. Shane, had
Yeah.
at least one.
Yep, yep. Killing it
Kelly Foster, Godspeed in Florida.
in Florida, that's
Yeah.
right.
And also Vicky, Godspeed down there.
Yeah.
She's in, hopefully. They, Jason, you had one. I know we're reading these emails as we speak on that one.
Coming soon.
Yes. Let's see here. CE class, I just sent it to Stacia about an hour ago. There's another class coming up, or PLE, if anybody needs PLE or CLE. The CE, sorry, PLE, CE.
Yep.
Wednesday, October 19th, 1 o'clock, via Zoom.
Is it a 1 hour or 2 hour?
2 hour.
2 hours.
2 hours. free.
2 hours.
So the 2 hours go for PLE or CE. If it's just a 1 hour class, they only do CE. I
Gotcha,
don't know why.
gotcha.
That's Matt Lynch,
Okay,
and he's gonna be doing a class again in November, class again in December.
okay.
So that's value. So we want to support, you know, the this office for education. Also, I know we're gonna help with the Norfolk Parade, right?
Yes,
Parade
yes.
Coming up,
Yep,
that's exciting. I know
Yeah.
I worked it 1 year and it was amazing.
yeah.
It was an amazing event.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that at the end.
So I'm
And
excited when I
I
saw
expect
that.
it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's a winner.
Yeah.
That's a winner.
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
So.
gives me chills, right?
So excited.
Gives her chills, I can tell.
Oh, she's freezing over it.
She's very
Yeah,
over it.
yeah.
So,
Might be that day.
yeah, it might be.
What's the class on?
Good question, thank you, thank you. Virginia Estates, decedent estates, which comes up a lot of times. You have a sale or you need to know how to write a contract, Matt will go over all that. It comes up a lot.
If it's like an inherited property or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
or- Yeah,
Missing area, I mean, it comes up a lot.
yeah.
So
There's
this
our
is-
winner.
That could be a good
yeah,
class.
it should
Yeah.
be a good class, so. Did anybody have any questions or comments, concerns? If you don't feel like sharing now, you can always share after the meeting.
So we've got, who do you have over there now?
Okay, good question. So we've got Kelly Cass, Debbie Nelson, Hannah Parker, and Lisa Saxton just joined us. I mean, she was an intern, but she worked out so good. They elected we could keep her
Okay, okay,
full-time.
that's great.
Yeah,
So you
full-time.
added
So more
quite a bit of
growth.
staff.
More
What's
staff.
going over there?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she'll be also, she's learning the closings too. I mean, I've only been doing it since 1990, so I have a lot to teach her. You know, but seriously though, she'll be doing some of the closings as well.
Okay,
It's awesome.
all right,
So,
we'll look forward to that,
growth.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I actually already spun it on accident.
Fun it? Okay, good. Who's the winner? Dudley.
Yeah.
Dudley won.
Congratulations.
Dudley won.
Yeah, so you can go to Olive Garden, Longhorn, Taylor, York House, Bahamas, or Seasons, or all 5 of them, and just
Cool.
divide by 5.
Congratulations.
Last time I took
Mr.
my
Holt.
wife to Olive Garden, I gotta find a place.
But it's so good to see all of you here.
Find something new.
Love this
Yeah, yeah.
crowd, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. So, all right, John, what's happening in the mortgage market, man? I know you must be pulling your hair out with the rates doing these flip flops.
Yeah, I mean that's all everyone's been focused on last couple days and weeks is the rates, and I'll definitely touch on that a little bit. I did want to say first, I wanted to thank everybody that came out to the happy hour last week. I think we had we braved the weather. We dodged a couple raindrops, so I think everyone had a good time that was able to come. So thanks for everybody that was able to come. We'll do that again here soon. I also wanted to touch base on the real-time opportunity report that Jason was showing you. And I don't want that to feel like, okay, you have to use Prosperity because you're part of Long and Foster or because, you're supposed to. Obviously, the goal of that report is to track the usage of Prosperity. But the reason why we want you to use Prosperity is because we think we do a good job and we think we have the best interest of your client in mind. And there's other obvious benefits of the accountability that goes along with being in the office, the accountability that goes along with having Jason being able to interact with my manager or going up the chain, that kind of thing. So I just never, whenever we show something like that, I don't want to say like you guys to feel, oh, well, I didn't give John a chance or they're watching me or I need to use John just because obviously we want you to give us a shot. That's the gold opportunity report. But if we don't get it, it's on us. We would like a shot if we can get it. Now, obviously, we want to earn that business and not just earn it, but work to maintain the business if you guys already support us. So I just want to mention that we are constantly trying to work for your business. We don't expect it. Okay. The elephant in the room right now is interest rates. It is driving what I'm doing. It's driving the market, and it's been impactful. I'll give you an example. On the 15th of September, I pre-approved somebody a VA loan, and the rate was it's 4.99, I think. Maybe with a little bit of points, like a very small bit of points, maybe a quarter of a point. So as of yesterday, we were seeing rates in the mid 6s, and charging a point. So, that in that small gap of time, talking about less than 2 weeks, maybe less than 2 weeks, we saw rates jump about 1.5 points, which is just crazy fast increase. And we've already seen a steady increase from January pretty much until now. And then, just if you compact just the last week, it's been pretty rough. So, what we did see overnight was some improvement, and that was tied to a couple things. One was the UK, which everyone in the world is going through similar inflationary problems, right? So it's not just the United States, but everyone has different strategies on how quickly they want to address inflation or bring it down to a target level. The UK decided overnight that they're going to start buying sovereign debt, which is their own bonds, just like we've been doing for the last several years. That is actually strengthened the bond market in the U.S. overnight. So we did see some improvement this morning on rates, and I do believe that we will see some bounce back, some positive bounce back in rates coming back down in the next even short to midterm. It's all about momentum. So hopefully, today we've seen some improvement. Hopefully, we'll continue to see some improvement in the rates. But it is going to impact people's qualification. I mean, it's just without a doubt. You go from 5% to we're closing in on 7% on interest rates. It's going to impact people's ability to buy what they can afford and what they're comfortable with. If people are already pressing on their their budget on the top level, at a 5 or 5.5 or 6% interest rate, now it's 7. Obviously, we just need to be aware of that. On the same subject, we don't want to scare people away, I never am going to say you shouldn't buy right now, or you need to wait, or who knows what's going to happen. It's still a good time to buy. I do think that. I think it's always better to buy than to rent if we can do it. There's always going to be value out there. The rate increase, the narrative that you guys have to push is that the rate increase is a good thing over the long term. It's really quickly going to get the market back to a more equal footing. The kind of analogy that I'm using is that imagine that from November to December, you got to eat whatever you want. You got super fat, okay? And then basically they said, okay, well, what we're going to do is in January, you're going to eat nothing but 1 cup of rice a day, okay? That gets you to your goal, maybe back to your weight before really quickly. Was it really rough in that meantime? Yeah, it was really rough, right? That's kind of what's happening. And that's what they're doing right now. The monetary policy the Fed's doing, they are really ratcheting rates up really quickly, quicker than anywhere else in the world. The goal is to address the problem quicker and not let it linger and not let it take longer, and basically draw out the period of having to have higher rates. So that is the goal, and that's the strategy. We're going to go through probably some contraction in the market as far as the number of purchases. There's going to be less, second home discretionary purchases like investment property than there have been over the last couple of years. We're going to get back to a more normal market. It's going to really probably call a lot of the people in the business that shouldn't have been there to begin with, which will leave all of us who are very seasoned and good agents and loan officers and insurance agents and settlement companies. They're going to leave the good ones to remain, because there's too many agents in the business. There's too many, name it. There's too many loan officers in the business. We got to kind of come back to a more realistic, sustainable point. So it's a good thing for rates. It's going to become, especially if you're a buyer in the middle to long term. Right now, no, it's not a good time, obviously, if rates are higher. But if you're basically been competing for a property over the last year and having no luck of getting a house, we all know we need a more equal market. It's been a seller's market too long. We need the buyer to have some more power, and this will get us there. And it's going to be tough for a little bit, but we've got to have confidence in the market and know that around here, people still have to buy, people still have to sell. We're lucky that we're in a market that has a lot of military, universities, hospitals, lots of business. There's some places that are doing nothing if they don't have that kind of mixed group of buyers and sellers. So I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I want you guys to have a positive note that while rates are high, it's a needed thing, and it's going to get inflation in check, and it's going to create a more normalized market, which is going to be good for all of us, right? We'll keep you guys up to date on what rates are doing. We're trying to come out with some creative things to help with rates, like a buy down. We used to, I don't know if anyone was around when people used to do like a 2-1 or 3-1 buy down. We're trying to bring those out. That's still an upfront cost, but it's something that maybe a seller can pay for in this new market, where the seller buys the rate down either 1 or 2 points for the first 1 or 2 years, and then after that it goes to the normal rate with the hopes that maybe they can refinance within that period. Those are the kind of things that we're going to look at. We're going to see more arms. And I do think we're going to see some of the assumptions that we talked about in the last couple of meetings, maybe sooner than later. So those are all things that we're going to have to be creative, utilizing, and we'll keep you up to date on anything that we roll out. But that's it in a nutshell as far as the rates. Does anybody have any questions about the rates or the market right now in general as far as that goes?
I do. Jonathan, you said something about how everything is being corrected faster. Do you anticipate that to slow down? So should buyers be thinking, I'm going to wait 6 months?
That's a great question. I think that there is there's two-pronged. One is, do we think rates are going to stay where they are now? And number two is, do we think prices are going to fall in the next 6 months? Now, I don't think, as far as the valuation of properties, inventory is still so low right now. the prices are still going up. We haven't seen a depreciation or lowering of prices. So to me, if I'm talking to a buyer, like even though rates are higher, it's not like we're not in 2008, so we're not seeing a reduction of prices. So you may miss it. You may now pay another $10,000, $15,000 more in 6 months is my thought. Now, could things change? Could we see a reduction in prices? Maybe eventually. And I do think it's going to be very market driven. I think you're going to see even neighborhoods can be spotty. We're going to see prices drop quickly, not quickly, but drop. But anything's desirable now. The inventory is still so low that I think it's still a good time to buy now rather than in a year from now when again they're still going to appreciate by another 6, 7, 8%. Maybe it won't be 10%, 20%, but they're still going to appreciate. So that would be my argument for not waiting. And what if rates do go to 8%? What if rates go to 9%? Right? Not to say they will, but if you asked me in February if rates would be at 6% in September, I would have said you're crazy.
Right.
But here we are. So
Okay, and along second point, arms. I'm just surprised at how high the arms are compared to a decade ago when the rate was 6, the arm was 4, or at least that's how I recall it. But now, the rate is 6 and the arms are like 5.5. So, and they're 7-year arms with 6 months. So do you think that's the best we're going to see?
that's a great question. So the arms, you would think that arms would be a perfect antidote to higher rates. Like we're confident the rates are going to come back down in the middle to long term. There's arms now aren't what they were like back in 2006, meaning they're safer, less of an initial adjustment than before. But this is my feeling. A lot of what's pushing rates right now is a secondary market. And a secondary market is what the majority of lenders utilize to sell their mortgage-backed securities. And the thought right now is that rates will come back down. That's the thought of the market. And when the thought of the market is that rates are going to come back down, anytime that you have an arm, people, especially an arm that's remotely high, like let's say 5.5%, 6%, again, as compared to where it's been the last several years, thought is that they're going to refinance right away. 6 months from now, a year from now, they're going to refinance.
Right.
And when the market is anticipating people refinancing out of the product that you're going to offer them in a short period of time, they need to charge more upfront to basically cover their money, because now they're not anticipating even being able to charge the higher rates like you would for an arm. So when rates were kind of moving slowly up or slowly down, arms could be more confident in determining where they could be. They could put their flag down as far as how competitive they wanted to be. But with the market moving so quickly up or down, so volatile, you're not going to see arms be that attractive. In fact, we are not even offering a government arm right now. We don't even have an FHA or VA arm product right now, because the rate on an arm is higher than the fixed rate. So the market is kind of going through a very interesting time, and it's moving so quickly that most lenders can't even keep up with it. So, just for example, on Monday afternoon, by that point, the highest rate I could charge for if you had kind of tough credit was I could charge 7%, and even that I had to charge 2 or 3 points. So I didn't even have a zero option. And that's come back down a little bit. But my point being is you can see how that's not normal, right? There's always an option where you can pay no fees,
Right.
or less, I should say. Let's say no points. The fact that there is not that option just shows you that it's moving really quickly. Number one. Number two, that the market doesn't think this is going to be a permanent movement. But obviously, we don't know. I don't know if that answers your question as far as
that helps a
maybe.
lot. Yeah, and I think that helps me understand why they're doing the 6-month adjustment as opposed to a 5/1. It's like 6 months. I mean, they're going to adjust it in 6 months. So, okay. Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's going to be okay. We're going to be fine.
So I heard a phrase recently, and you've probably heard it before, but it's marry the house, date the rate, the interest rate, right? Meaning you buy the house and you can refinance the rate when rates go down. But you lock in your savings in terms of you lock in the value and the price that you pay for the house. And if rates do work in your favor, you can always
Marry the house, date the rate.
marry the house, date
That's
the
what,
rate.
yeah.
That's it. Cool. Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so let's move on to our announcements, and I want to share my screen with you guys. I want to talk about not that. Let's see, let's go back over here. We're going to talk about the Grand Illumination Parade. So the 36th annual Grand Illumination Parade is November 19th, 2022. And the Smithfield and Suffolk offices are building a float to participate in this parade. And so some of us are very excited about this. But this is something that Stacia has done many times over the past.
Mike is smiling too, but
And,
he probably can't see his
Yeah,
face.
yeah. So Mike Gray also has done this in the past. And so we have some experience, talent to help us through this process. I want to thank also the core partners, all of whom have agreed to participate in our float building adventure. So it's going to be cool. Stacia is organizing with Mike's help what needs to happen and when. But we're looking forward to this parade and this float, and they have a sketch, and there's going to be a big truck, and there's going to be lights, and there's going to be a generator to power the lights.
We may need 2 generators.
It's going to be a big deal.
Marry the house, date the rate.
So,
Wait.
and so this is the largest parade on the East Coast next to the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. This is the Christmas parade in downtown Norfolk.
There are over 100,000 people who show up.
And so we're going to do something like this with a gazillion lights. And it's going to be cool. They're going to build a stage and a platform on the back of this truck, this flatbed truck, and it's going to be covered in lights and glitter. If I'm not mistaken, Mike said glitter.
Not that y'all can see this, but this is the drawing of what it's gonna look like.
So we have a sketch that we're working off of.
That's the sketch.
Yep.
Sorry.
So we have a snow
Need a snow
globe.
globe.
We do need a snow globe, so if someone has a 10-foot snow globe in their yard, please let us know. Okay.
We're gonna have a Christmas
We-
tree, presents.
We have a list of all the items that Mike and I have talked about. We want presents that open, and they have to be big presents because we need lots of movement on this float, so we can win a prize. It's all about the prize, just so everybody
Bragging
knows.
rights.
Which we've won lots of times, right, Mike?
Correct. Every year.
Lots of times.
Lots of times.
But we have a list. We're gonna need people to walk. We need lots of candy donated. We're gonna hand out candy as we walk around, because we do get to walk, 10 of us. I'm one of those 10.
And
I'm super excited.
tell them about the dum-dums.
So, I have this really cool idea. I have this really cool idea that we're gonna have dum-dums. Mike has already purchased 4,200 of them. Thank you. I need more dum-dums up. We're going to put something on them, like a string or something that says "Don't be a dum-dum, buy and sell with Long and Foster." I came up with that all on my own, guys. But we're also gonna hand out other candy and whatnot, so please bring all your
Hold
heart.
on, we're gonna call people dum-dums, is that?
Yes, I'm
We're
telling
gonna
them
say,
not to be one.
Don't be a dum-dum.
Don't be one.
Buy or sell with Long and Foster. And then we'll have the office numbers on
Right.
there. Yeah.
So we'll have all of that, but we will need help the night before, decorating it, and the day of.
How about don't be a sucker?
Don't be a
That
sucker.
works too, but
That
those are
works.
dum-dums.
That works too.
But they're called dum-dums. We'll come up
How
with.
about don't be an airhead? And you give out airheads.
Oh,
Oh,
airheads,
you do
that's a
that
good
too?
one. I like
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
we can come up with lots of them, guys.
The benefits of a great mastermind.
See how we start with it, and then y'all can branch out from there. And if you know anybody that's like mechanically inclined, that's willing to help us like build, we need those people to help us prior to the event so that we can have said presents that are gonna be next to our ginormous Christmas tree. For those that don't know, that's a Christmas tree, a snow globe, and a chimney. My husband has kindly was basically voluntold that he's gonna sit in the chimney and wiggle his feet for like 2 hours. Because he's gonna look like Santa fell through the chimney and got stuck. So all of the help that you guys can give us will be greatly appreciated. I will also send out a list and schedule a time where we can all get together to talk about our needs and what y'all can help us with.
So donations,
Oh, we already have the
volunteers,
truck.
and so we have a truck. We anticipate getting a generator or the use of a generator. So, yeah.
Oh, and those walking will be in costume. You have 3 choices, an elf, a caroler, or a present.
And Stacia,
Yes.
so also this parade is rain or shine.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we've only had rain 1 year out of the 36 years, but it is rain or shine. So make sure you watch the weather, but it will go on whether it rains or not. And also when you're walking, it's a 2-mile long parade route and it does move kind of fast. So if you're not a swift walker, you probably shouldn't be a walker because it's big, and it'll be seen by 100,000 people live, and it also will be streamed on Facebook Live as well. So it's really good visibility for the office.
It's awesome. Yeah, we've got a big banner that can kind of lead the float.
Oh, and any of our donations that we get from sponsors, we're gonna put their names on the back of the float on a banner. So like Prosperity, Insurance, Sage, they've all contributed, so their names are gonna go on there. So if you know a termite, moisture people, lawn guy, home warranty people, maybe we can talk to them.
Inspector.
Home inspectors, thank you, I forgot them. If you know anybody that wants to contribute, the more money they give, the bigger their name is on the banner.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Finished?
Good.
Sound like you just starting up.
All right, the next thing I want to share with you guys is October 8th, 2021, we lost a dear friend, Soren. And so we were all kind of taken back with this picture of him wearing the Be Kind t-shirt. And if anyone epitomizes the term or the phrase be kind, it was Soren. Just an awesome freaking dude. I get goosebumps thinking about him. And so this year, and what we said, after losing Soren was that we need to honor him in some way for all of eternity. And so what we decided to do then as an office is to have an annual Be Kind award in Soren's honor. And so we want to give all of the agents an opportunity to vote for an agent that they think reflects Be Kind and reflects the going above and beyond, the caring about others, the doing things that you didn't necessarily have to do, because that was Soren in a nutshell. He put himself in a situation that he didn't need to that night when he lost his life. He was going above and beyond. He was trying to help someone with obviously no idea what to expect, but we love him and we miss him, and it's a huge loss to us in the community, his friends, family, and everybody in the world. And so we're gonna create something that everybody can use to vote, and then at our sales meeting on October 12th, we will announce the winner of the Be Kind Award, and we hope to do this annually in Soren's honor.
And can I make a suggestion? And when you send why or who you pick, can you also send why?
Yeah,
Why you pick that person?
yeah.
And this is different from the award that we do for the Long and Foster Outstanding Service Award. It's something completely different. It has nothing to do with Long and Foster. This is just us, our office, and, you know,
Yeah, this is, it's Suffolk Smithfield. It's not really a corporate kind of a thing, but you can tell Soren was just, I mean, he was the life of the party wherever he went. Just a hell of a good guy. He's going to be sorely missed for forever and ever. And so we just want to recognize him and keep him in our hearts. And so that's the thought behind this. Cool. So be on the lookout for an email from Stacia encouraging and inviting you to vote for the agent you think might most epitomizes the thought be kind or going above and beyond, or just being an extra awesome person. So not that we all aren't extra awesome as we are, but we want to recognize Soren. So this was one of the last things that we did as a group. We all went to Topgolf. This is about 1 year ago, just over 1 year ago.
this is 23rd.
And yeah, and had a great time at Topgolf. That was a lot of fun. He was always willing to participate, and no matter what we were doing, he was there.
And just remember, the more White Claws he had, the better golfing he
Yeah,
had.
the White Claws. Yeah. So, all right. One more thing. On October 8th,
Oh,
coming up,
yeah.
there's a vendor fair which Stacia and Lindsay are participating in, and they're going to be selling things
All right.
to contribute to Soren's Legacy Fund.
All right, so let me start off by saying this is a vendor fair that Lindsay has put on. It's the second one. When she set this date up, I don't think she realized the date that it was. So with that being said, we are doing a raffle table, or tables depending on how much stuff I get. If you have a craft or something that you make, or you want to make a basket, or whatever it is that you want to contribute, let me know. The tickets are $1 per item. So my mom crocheted a rainbow blanket, we'll call it that because it started off different. And that's going to be raffled off that day, along with whatever those vendors are willing to participate with their stuff as well. So if you want to get together with a couple people here in the office, or you know somebody who's great at making wood plaques or whatever, just know that we're looking for those items. I would need them before the 7th so that I can have them with me that day. Unless you want to bring them to the event that day, I'll be there before the sun shines on October 8th. It's at the corner of Battlefield Boulevard and Kempsville in Chesapeake. And I could share that link with everybody.
Very good. Any questions? Comments? Criticisms?
Stacia's too happy.
Very good. All right. So
Mike, you
we're
got
looking
something?
forward to the parade.
Mike's got something.
Yes, Mike.
Stacia, is it just crafts or can it be anything?
Anything.
Okay,
You want a basket with wine and
I got tons of wine.
a movie tickets and a dinner place, like, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you guys want to put together, I will be certain to take there. And it's $1 a ticket. I'm not even going to make this complicated for myself, because I'll be running my own table and helping my son with his drinks and sodas and chips and whatever. So I'll be all I just trying to keep it simple. So whatever you guys want to contribute, that's a-okay with me.
Be careful what you ask for with me.
I know. I'm with you, yes.
4,000
I
dum-dums.
know.
4,000 dum-dums later.
And 30 pounds of candy.
So, all right, you guys, thank you for hanging out with us for the past 40 minutes. I think we've got a few slices of pepperoni left if you want to stop by and grab it. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.